Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N. Another daily dose positive post, man. I don't care what they said about you or what they said to you. You are not a mistake. I don't care if your mother said you're a mistake. I don't care if your father said you're a mistake. I don't care if friends ridiculed you when you was a child and said, you a mistake. You're not supposed to be here. Mom or dad didn't want you. Yeah, as kids, we can say some of the most traumatic things, not knowing the type of effect they will have on our lives. But you are not a mistake. God's word says in Jeremiah 1:5, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart. God knew that you wasn't a mistake. Your parents may not have been prepared for you. They may have thought that they wasn't ready for you, but God was ready for you. God was prepared for you. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. You are not a mistake. The only mistake that has been made is when we believe the words that they say that we were a mistake. We are not a mistake. God's word says so. Everything that happened in my life, the divorce, my parents separating, my mother not being there full time, my father not being there full time, at least my belief, that wasn't a mistake. And I forgive my mother. I forgive my father. I love them both and I love them dearly. But now I completely understand that I must count it all joy. I must count leaving my family all joy. I must count dropping out of high school all joy. You must count it all joy because the things that you went through prepared you for who you are now. The things that you went through was to show you that God will always be there for you. And he is there with you. James 1:2 says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. God knew exactly what you are going to go through before you went through it. But he's the way, the truth, and the light. He's your way out. You are not a mistake. The things that happened to you were not a mistake. We may not have liked those things that happened to us, but trust me when I tell you, there's a purpose for your pain. And a part of the purpose for my pain is for God to get the glory, for me to be able to share my story with someone else, to help someone else see the light at the end of the tunnel, to help someone else see that our God knew us before we were in our mother's womb. You were born to be set apart. You are not a mistake. Circumstances and situations that you are in were not a mistake. The only mistake is when we believe we're a mistake, or when we believe the words that other people cast upon us and we adopt those things. That, my friend, is a mistake. Because don't believe all the words of another man when God's word is true. His word is the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. It never changes. Jeremiah 1:5 said, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart. There is no mistakes in that. God doesn't make mistakes. Stop making a mistake of believing what everyone else tell you you are and believe what God tells you you are. It's your boy, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N. I'm out.